Good morning. Welcome to my tutorials. This is Alfredo Martinez, and today I'm gonna teach you the easiest way to upgrade the RAM on your computer. Okay, most of the time when we get a computer, it's not gonna be with the maximum upgrade, with the maximum computer RAM that we could use on that particular computer. Okay, now basically the more RAM that we have on a computer, the better performance that we will have on that particular computer. Okay, now how can we upgrade the RAM on the computer? First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and check on this computer how much RAM do I have. In order to do that, if I click on the start screen and I bring my pointer to computer and I right click on computer, I'm gonna have this option properties. When I click on properties, it will open the system windows. Okay, now in this particular window, it's telling me what Windows I'm using, and the computer systems tell me my processor and how much RAM I have on this particular computer. Okay, and something very important, the system type. Okay, so on this computer I have 12 gigabytes of RAM, and this is a 64 bits operating system. Okay, now 12 gigabytes of RAM, this is a desktop that I'm working on, and by the way, I'm using Windows 7. But for Windows 8 it's basically exactly the same way. Now this tutorial is also focused to desktop and laptops. If you guys want to upgrade the RAM on your computer, the way that you check the same way. Let me close that window. So we click on the start menu, right click computer, left click on properties, and right here we have the system properties. Under system properties I have the manufacturer of this computer, the processor, how much RAM I have installed, and the system type. Okay, now in order for me to know, every computer is different depending on the motherboard. Each motherboard is going to support different CPU, is going to also support a different type of RAMs, and not only different type of RAMs, it's also going to support a different speed of RAM. Okay, so it could get a little bit confusing. Let me go ahead and bring this window here. Okay, now right here I have a couple of pictures of RAMs. Okay, so we have a 30-pin SIM, 72-pin SIM, micro DIMM. That little one is mostly for laptops. Okay, and then another type of RAM for a desktop, 184 pins, etc., etc., etc. So we have DDR1, DDR2, and DDR3. Okay, so it could get a little bit confusing. Okay, now if I want to upgrade the RAM on this computer, first of all, already check how much I have. Second thing, it will be, get my computer menu, my computer or my desktop computer menu, and that menu is gonna tell me, see what type of RAM I'm using. In this case, I'm using a DDR3 DIMM3 on socket 3. Okay, and socket 1, 4, and 2. So basically I have 4 sockets on this particular computer. Now, most of the time we are not going to have that information. Most of the time, 99% of the time, we don't have the menu. Okay, we don't have the menu, then we have to use another program. Either open up the computer and check what type of RAM we have, or use a utility program that it will allow me to know, see what motherboard I'm using. See, here's the motherboard that I'm using, Intel and the module. So based with this information, I could go online and look for the computer menu. But as you guys can see, this is gonna take a lot of research, etc., etc., etc. Okay, now how can we avoid that and make things a lot simpler? Now remember, this is the same thing on a desktop or a laptop computer. Okay, now if I open my browser and I go to Crucial.com, okay, Crucial.com will allow me to save a lot of time. And not only going to allow me to save a lot of time, because they have this tool. See, they have this Crucial System Scanner. Okay, or if you guys are a little bit into computers, maybe you guys want to use the Crucial Advisor. And select the computer manufacturer, etc., etc., and it will let you know what type of RAM was the maximum RAM that you could install on that computer. And the best thing, it will also give you different options with prices. Okay, now I also prefer, they also have this Crucial System Scanner, and basically that's what I like to use. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to crucial.com. To save myself a lot of time, I'm gonna click on I agree to the terms, and then I'm gonna click on download the scanner. This little window at the bottom is gonna open up. So what I wanna do, I'm just gonna click on run. Once I click on run, it's gonna run the security scan. Once we have the security scan run, the user account control is gonna open up, so I'm gonna click on yes, and then this particular tool is gonna be scanning my computer. Okay, and this really is gonna save me time. Now, this particular company, Crucial.com, is based in the US. Okay, it's a very, most of the time that's the company that I go to. Okay, and because it's a very trustful company. Okay, now let's see what we have here. Okay, so the scanner finished. She is telling me that I have an Intel motherboard, and here's the module number. Okay, and right here on the right hand side is giving me different options, DRAM upgrades. Okay, it's also offering me a solid state drive or a standard hard drive. Okay, but basically what we're looking for here is the upgrade, right? We want to upgrade the RAM on the computer, so basically I want to find out how much RAM I can install on this computer and what other options do I have. Okay, now when I click into the link, it's telling me that that I could use a 4 gigabyte DDR3. Remember that we have the DDR3, and then we have PC3, and this is running at 12800 on buffer. Okay, so as you guys can see, it gets a little bit confusing. Okay, but now let's see. Right here on the left hand side, it's telling me that what I have on this particular computer. It says that I have a module of 4 gigabytes, another one for 2, another one for 4, another one for 2. Okay, and on the right hand side is giving me different type of RAMs with prices. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and keep scrolling down, and let me see, where can we find that information. Okay, they just recently changed this website. Okay, they are always working with this, but it's a lot easier to use it instead of looking for all that information and then buying the RAM online, or going to the store. Okay, so right here when I click on module size, see right here I have the 32 gigabytes kit, 8 gigabytes times 4. Okay, so I'm gonna click into that. Okay, so basically it's just telling me that this particular computer, see, that I could install, I have 4 modules. On each of these modules I could install a module of 8 gigabytes. So if I install 4 modules of 8 gigabytes, I'm gonna end up having 32 gigabytes. Right now, remember that I had 12, so right here is telling me that I could upgrade this computer to 32 gigabytes, which is gonna triple, okay, my RAM on this particular computer. And right here is giving me a link. It's gonna be a little bit expensive. It's 32 gigabytes. That's a lot. Okay, it's giving me a second option. Okay, this is just a different, probably different brand. Here's another option. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different options that is giving me. Okay, so as you guys can see, it will be a lot easier. Okay, now like I said before, I use this company a lot. It's very easy. This tool works very easy, and you could easily find out how much RAM your computer could process, or your computer is able to upgrade. Okay, and let me go ahead and click on view all. There you go, and again it's giving me just the different type of RAMs. This is one module only for $46.99, etc., etc. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, and let me go ahead and close this window. And again, all we have to do is just go ahead and open your Internet Explorer, go to Crucial.com. Once we get to Crucial.com, if you guys go under memory, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Crucial System Scanner. Okay, it's asking me to give my feedback. Right now I'm not gonna do that. Okay, and click into. Okay, so once we do that, I place a check mark that I agree to the terms and conditions and click on download the scanner. From here we click on run. UAC is gonna open up asking you, do you want to allow the following program to make changes to this computer? Just click on yes, and then your browser is gonna change to this scan in progress. Okay, once the scan is done, okay, like I said, right now we're just checking the RAM, but as you guys can see, it's giving me an option to upgrade to a solid state drive, which is the newest hard drives, or just the standard hard drive. But I want to upgrade my computer and my computer RAM. Okay, on the left hand side, it's always going to give us a lot of extra information because we get a storage, another CPU or video card we need. Okay, so I'm going to click on view all, and there you go. Okay, now we already know that we have how much RAM we have on this computer. We have 12 gigs of RAM. So once the scan is done, if I go to module size, right here is gonna give me the different options that I have. Okay, so the maximum basically is gonna list the maximum that you could use on that particular computer. And in this case, it's giving me up to 32 gigabytes. So if I wanna upgrade to 32 gigabytes RAM, I just select that option and it's gonna filter my options. In this case now it's giving me 1, 2, 3, and 4 options. Okay, don't be surprised, don't get scared because of the prices. I mean, in this case it's 32 gigabytes. 32 gigabytes is that's a lot. Okay, and that's why it's giving me this price, $347. Okay, so as you guys can see, it's a lot easier using this particular website, Crucial.com. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. And again, this is for desktop, the laptops, Macs, desktops. If you guys have a Mac laptop, okay, it will also work, and any other operating system. Well, thank you very much, and don't forget, please click on the link, send me your feedback. If you guys need a different tutorial, just let me know. Thank you and have a great day. Bye bye.